Tristan does it. Who's going to get this? The line goes up. It's not enough. Late. This is so close. Ooh, good shot, headshot. Carrington spray down, doesn't quite get it, he's out.
Back to another night, another stream of League of Legends and your FT Nexus After Dark Swiss stages have completed, and we're here with the playoffs. The last few weeks we have seen some heartache, some impressive skill, some mad games, incredible, precise skill shots, everything you could imagine, clutch, we've had it all. But here tonight we have the semi-finals. MQ versus Andrew, Tristan versus Matt. JD, welcome to the stream with us. What are you looking forward to tonight?
Thank you for the introduction there, Try. 4 enter, only 1 can succeed and take that victory here tonight. It has finally come to that. It's been brewing for a couple of weeks. We did expect basically this top 4, essentially maybe Tristan not the one we expected to make it this far, but done pretty well. I mean, we can talk about him pretty much all day if we want to, but we've got 4 players. Yeah, we are going to start with that semi-final, and yeah, Try. Who do you think is going to take it in the first round?
Well, let's actually take a moment just to explore what happened leading up to this stage. Let me pop up and bring up the previous scores for us. So we had Andrew with 5-0, Matt with 4-1, Tristan with 4-1, and MQ with 3-2. Those are our guys in the semi-finals here today, and their tournament runs have been something interesting. I don't think any of us really knew what to expect. We had an idea. We thought, okay, cool, Matt, Andrew, Tristan, MQ, these are the guys who play League, but then so did other names on this list. So we didn't expect it to just be over with these guys. We expected there to be a fight, but some of these guys were really decisive. And on that note, it comes to mind is Andrew, the inevitable. Andrew didn't just make the semis. He marched through the Swiss stage like a man on a mission. Sure, he opened up the league with a bye against Koobs, but from round 2 onwards, it was all business. He dismantled Jan without breaking a sweat. He turned up the heat against Damien in round 3, and in round 4, delivered the most anticipated matchup of the Swiss stage. That was Andrew versus Matt, a clash of 2 undefended contenders up until that point. And the win there signaled to the rest of the bracket that Andrew wasn't here to participate, he was here to dominate. And then came round 5, the closing statement. Facing against Tristan, who had quietly built his own sort of momentum through the bracket, Andrew shut that door with authority and secured himself a perfect record. 5 wins, 0 losses. Nobody was stopping this man anyway.
Yeah, just absolutely dominated the entire week, dude. Like, he really just absolutely dominated. He had no issue with the competition whatsoever. It was perfect picks, perfect play styles. I believe he won actually in all 3 ways, in 2 different ways besides obviously the farm. I think that was the rare occasion. I think only happened once. But that was not him. But he won in multiple ways. He played multiple champions. He was really just top of his game. No one could really approach what he has to bring here. And he is basically the one favored to go all the way here. If maybe if we don't have Tristan to maybe upset what's going on here, because he did take on Matt with that Zahan, and was the first person to actually got his first death against Matt, and that really shows what he can bring. I mean, he started off by just absolutely hitting the ground running, taking James and Hendrik in round the first 2 rounds, and then, as we said, take on that Matt in the 3rd round, but just not able to unfortunately bring it home. He is versing one of the best players, but was the first to take the kill on him and his first death in the tournament. I mean, that's insane to think about, considering you have 2 kills to go for. But he still came back swinging, took down MQ, got that 4th round, but unfortunately in the 5th round had Andrew up against the wall, the best guy in this tournament so far, the best all-round player in this tournament, and unfortunately couldn't get that win, but he still did enough in the early rounds to get through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, and he almost beat Andrew. Put Andrew against the wall, as you say, and almost took him down there. But then we also had MQ, and MQ started off strong with the round 1 victory over Aussie. MQ looked confident going into the next round. And then Matt happened, and completely taking MQ by surprise, as well as us. So despite this close loss against Tristan, he kept his tournament run alive with wins over the likes of Hendrik in round 3 and Damien in round 5. But round 5 wasn't a sure thing either. The man with a plan. We expect MQ won't be going down without a fight here tonight, but he's up against a titan, Jono. Andrew. Yeah. He's going up against Andrew. All hopes for the AT department rest with MQ, but where do MQ's hopes rest here tonight?
Yeah, well, he's got a mountain to crawl over here, and he's just a little molehill. So I don't know how he's gonna do it, but we've seen Godspeed, we've seen the best players in the tournament falter here and there. It only takes 2 deaths, and you're through to the next round. But it is a semi-final, it's a best of 3. Maybe he can learn from whatever Andrew's bringing in that first game. Maybe adapt his playstyle. He is versing someone who you could say is mechanically better, but it doesn't mean that he's not smart in any way. So I can give it to MQ to maybe upset here, as well as Tristan. I mean, we're expecting Andrew to take the whole thing, but now there's a player that we haven't spoken about yet, well, completely, and that's obviously Matt. He's been the upset man, basically, from the beginning. No one's really expected the champions that he picked. I mean, he got a Camille there, and he has absolutely decimated. We've seen him play the Vi as well.
Lady with legs, right?
The lady with legs. So yeah, he just opened up with back-to-back wins against Damien and MQ. Unfortunately, Wolf not really able to make it here to the semi-finals, although I showed he would have liked to. Match just dominated him in those first 2 games, and then he took Tristan down, as we spoke about, in round 3, but that was his first death against another player, so it shows that he does have some chinks in the armor, a little bit, but then it was on to, as you say, the main event against his own brother. They did a mirror match. Yasuo, fortunately his brother, the Andrew the man, came out on top, took him out, but then in round 5 he was just having a nice clean sweep against Aussie, almost toying with his food there, and really has just astonishingly, well, not astonishingly, but has made an astonished showing here over these past few weeks, and got to that semi-final spot.
Yeah, so all of this hype, guys, leading up to these semi-finals, I'm super excited for what we've got here, and I bet that you are too. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at the lobby setup for the first match, and that's going to be MQ against Andrew. I don't know what to expect here. John, I'm really interested in the potential gameplay we're going to see out of these two. Picks and bans are already gone through, and let's see if I can get that on screen now shortly.
Oh, showing off the new screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I spent all night.
It's beautiful.
So yes, MQ with some bans here. No Heimerstinger, the Yumi ban, probably just some BM to be honest. The Yasuo, Shaco, and Soraka. I'm not surprised. We have one more ban. I think that's going to be left open if Andrew's anything to go by. And then we're going to start seeing some picks come through. One second while that just quickly resets there, but we're really looking forward to these two. Yep. This first match is going to be quite intense. I'm very curious to see what MQ brings to the table, because yeah, we're seeing Shaco and Yasuo ban, we're seeing the Heimerdinger ban, we're seeing the Yumi ban.
That Shaco was an absolute nemesis.
I don't know about the Yumi ban, I think that's just a troll. And,
Yeah, I
and,
was just messing. Mind games in the first game, yeah, try.
and then there's the Fizz ban. The Soraka ban, I think we've all seen an AD Soraka ban, as AD Soraka before. Bananas for the win, right? I don't think we're going to have to worry about that here tonight. We've seen MQ go for some mage players, the Vel'Koz. We've seen him go for the Yone. And we've seen a sort of match as well from Andrew. What are you expecting these guys to drop for this first game?
Andrew likes blood, dude. He really does. I think MQ, you can't put that past him either, but MQ does like to play a little bit of a slower game, I would say, a more controlled game. Andrew's just balls to the wall, really wants to just get it over and done with, get those 2 kills, get out of there, and just head on over to the finals. So 2 different playstyles, I believe, coming into this first game. So maybe MQ matches their energy and goes for something that can really get those kills going, or maybe wants to play back knowing he's up against the mechanical beast that is Andrew. He's not going to really outplay him in most places. So I can see where Mankoba maybe plays a little bit more back, more safe, and we do see that hover with the Vel'Koz.
Yeah, and just a hover, not a lock-in just yet. We see Andrew going through a couple as well, maybe just playing around, seeing what he can tease us with. There was the Ziggs there, there's a cat, I saw a Vayne earlier.
Oh, that's an all-in. We were in lobby with him the other time. He said he was going to try that Lee Sin, was really considering it, and he might come down to play.
I think Lee Sin is a surprise pick in a lot of situations, because he's either going to do well or just do nothing. And Vel'Koz going into Lee Sin, he locked in that Lee Sin.
Oh, he really, really did. So that's going to be an interesting start here in the first game try. Are we excited to see the first game? It's been weeks in the making. We finally have game 1. Vel'Koz versus Lee Sin.
Yeah, Vel'Koz versus Lee Sin. I am super excited to see how this first match goes. We've got Infernal Vel'Koz for MQ, and then Prestige Nightbringer Lee Sin for Mr. Raven or Andrew. I like the Vel'Koz going into this, unless that snowball hits MQ. I don't see a world where Andrew's going to do very well in this situation. But let's not count him out. He has been undefeated this entire tournament round.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. He's got basically the momentum going for him in this game number 1, whereas MQ has dropped a game or 2, so he's not going in with that full momentum, but he's gonna try something. Yeah, he's gonna have to play a little bit safe. He cannot allow that Lee Sin to land the Q. He's got to keep his distance, poke him down, really just get him out of the fight. But there is a little bit of sustain here from the Lee Sin with that with the shield and the lifesteal you get from it with the second ability effect. So there could be a way that he does stay in this game for as long as possible, but he's got to get on that Vel'Koz. He can't allow himself to get poked out and really just bullied out of lane in this 1v1. And as for, I'm pretty sure everyone knows the rules by this point, but let's just quickly run it through one more time. Here in the last day thing, first to 2 kills, first to tower kill, or first to 100 farm. We've only seen the 100 farm once, and I don't think we're going to see it today.
Situation there, almost going south immediately, but MQ walking it back there. Yeah, to answer your question, the Comet there is very nice. Lee Sin taking a little bit of damage. I think those true stacked hits against the Lee Sin are going to be what finishes the game here. If MQ can hit those, he's going to get another cheeky shot there. If MQ can hit more of those shots, I think he has a good chance of winning. And you see he's gone for an early catalyst with the health pots. Dodging off the Lee Sin is quite healthy. He gets that third proc as well, looking healthy.
Yeah, he's really passed his geometry classes here, Try. He's really done a good job at keeping his Lee Sin at bay. His little things with triangles. He's done pretty well to do this, but now this is the point. You cannot allow the Lee Sin to get close to you. That mark actually almost hitting, does land the Q, and his mind is telling him no, but his body is telling him yes, but he's not going to take that fight. He's rather going to poke him out. They're on the same level of HP here. We can see a first death anytime soon. It just takes one to just flash and get into this. The Vel'Koz needs to be a little bit safe here. He knows that one little misstep, one mark that hit him, there's the second Q, will not be able to get the kill. Almost takes him down, and somehow the Vel'Koz survives. He's just walking into him, decides to go for the Ignite, but it's not going to do too much to that Lee Sin, and Vel'Koz taking a lot of damage here.
Ooh, that's death. That's a certain death if Lee Sin goes forward, but a certain death for Mr. Raven as well. And there's the snowball. You think he might do it here again? He's going to take the creep. And he's going to take his potentially death here, but no. That's enough. He's going to lifesteal off these creeps, or he might just end up dying to them. A good opportunity for an execute. MQ is already back in 2 seconds. He's going to have to get back ASAP and then execute for Andrew. Otherwise, this is an execute over here. That's exactly what he's looking for. Now, MQ's come back with no other items. That was a panic back because he saw this tower going down. He doesn't have items, but look at Andrew. He has already upgraded what he has. So now MQ's in a situation where he's already lost that initial fight. His tower looks unhealthy as all heck. And he still has to fight a full health extra item Andrew, potentially twice if he does get a kill on him.
A little panicky there from both players, I would have to say. I feel like the Lee Sin could have ended that game 1 right there, right now, taking the tower, but decides to go for the execute, plays it safe, gets that serrated Dirk, and really gets back into the fight here. And as you say, a little bit panicky out of the Vel'Koz, decides to not buy any items. I think he was just trying to spam that right click and teleport as quickly as possible to get back to that tower. He was successful, but now he's still sitting on no items whatsoever. This Lee Sin is looking deadly, and this Vel'Koz does not want to take this fight.
Yeah. Immediately goes in for that fight, knows he can get all the damage. Good ulti out of MQ. That's going to potentially finish him off. The health box ticking there, being able to keep Andrew alive for just a little bit longer. But now MQ not quite done, and he is open to pushing forward like that. A snowball, stray snowball going forward, a stray Q going forward. And Lee Sin, we've seen he has so much damage. He could finish MQ off very quickly if MQ doesn't get a good stun off on Lee Sin.
Yeah, and that's where that sustain can really come in handy for this Lee Sin. Just get that double W and just really farm it back up, get the health bar back, and just go for another fight. This Vel'Koz has no parts left, has used it all, I believe. He's refillables, he doesn't have any more. And now he's just sitting in a little bit of a deadly spot here where one Q, one misstep, one mark could end this first round here. Lee Sin, he's got the first kill. Andrew's doing really, really well to just control the farm here, just control the situation. He can go down here. He almost went down to that ulti, but now there's no really agency out of this Vel'Koz. He doesn't have the damage, didn't buy the item on getting back there. Now just control out of Andrew.
Yeah, and just a reminder to everyone, no matter what happens here, there is still going to be another match for both these players. This is a best of 3. This is the long game. Everyone here gets to play around with the strategy. There's no risk in your first game. You're going to try and figure out some ideas, see what works for you. And there's the snowball. He's going in on him. He's going to get a kick. The electrocute's there.
The awkward flash.
And I don't quite know what that was, but there's the follow-up. He slashes. Done. The tower's going to finish off the kill. No, it's not even going to finish off the kill. That's the first game of this series off to... the first win off to Andrew. And yeah, a good patient game. The Lee Sin coming up real big there.
Yeah, it was unfortunate there's a flash out of the Vel'Koz, ends up flashing behind the Lee Sin. Maybe thought that that kick was coming out a little bit sooner than he thought it would be, but brilliant round out of Andrew there. Nearly goes down to that ulti. Like, I think he had like not even 10 HP left or something in that last on the fight before the last one, and he could have actually been taken down there. Vel'Koz could have pushed the wave and taken that tower and taken game 1, but Lee Sin, I feel like could have ended that game a little bit early. Andrew deciding to rather play a little bit safe. MQ panicking, not able to get his items back, and unfortunately that leads to Andrew taking that first game.
Yeah, that first game going to Andrew in a decisive win there. And whatever we have to say about how close that health bar was at the end in both fights, even with the ulti going and almost finishing off Andrew, that was a man playing on the line, knew exactly how to weave between death and life. He clinical play out of that Lee Sin.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of confidence coming out of Andrew here in this first game. Yeah, he can be knocked out here if he's missteps, but he's just going for those tower dives, dude. We saw it twice with the Lee Sin in a 1v1. I mean, you're not going to be expecting that. The Volkar's unfortunately not the greatest champion to really pick against the Lee Sin. He's not going to be able to have too much control. As soon as Lee Sin gets items, gets lands these Qs, lands anything, does any slight damage to you, and you're just on that back foot. But I have to give it to him. He controlled that game well. He got under the tower, he even got an execute for his troubles, and still won it out. I mean, it was just controlled, perfect game out of Andrew.
It was such a decisive victory, so calm and collected. Like, I think we've seen a version of Andrew in these matches that he wanted us to see. He wanted that casual vibe leading up to these semi-finals, and letting everyone just maybe expect that he has some kind of weakness, that he could be taken down. And here, zero concern, no nerves at all. Took that patiently, took that win there. Every single step away, even walking away from that laser beam, it was so intense.
Yeah, and now we are about to get into the second game, Chai. We see no bans on the cards here for both these players, so they really are just showing each other what they want to bring in this game number 2. You would expect more bans coming out of MQ here. His back is against the wall. He loses this, he's pretty much out of the tournament, gets 4th place. Maybe has to fight for 3rd. I don't know if we're doing that, but I don't think we'll have enough time for us to do that, because we have a long night ahead of us. We still got a show match coming up with the directors of First Tech, Oliver, got the name right this time, and Vaughn. We'll be facing each other off after the first semi-final, and then obviously we have the second semi-final, and then of course
both semis.
After both semis, my apologies. And then obviously the finals against our 2 top players here. It's a best of 5 out of both of them, so they've got a little bit of a slog ahead of them. And we're about to get into game 2, Try. We obviously saw domination out of Andrew there, just complete control. Do you think MQ can bounce back?
I absolutely think that MQ can bounce back. I said to MQ today when I had a quick chat with him before I left, and I said to him, look, this is going to be a tough match, my friend, but give me game 3. That's all you got to do. Give me game 3. And I'm hoping to see a game 3 here. Look, Andrew's he's no pushover, and if he does lose, you have to kind of wonder how much of a situation he put himself into, because we've seen how decisive this game was. I 100% believe MQ can upset Andrew. Will he? I think that's going to be down to Champion Select. I think it's, you know what, I'm going to say it. I think if MQ wins a game, he wins in Champion Select.
Yeah, that's pretty much what a lot of these 1v1s have gone, where 2 equal players will face it up, but unfortunately Champion picks everything. It's a blind pick. You've only got your 3 bans. There's only so much you can do. There's too many champions in the pool to really, counter pick or guess what they're going to go for. So it's all just a guessing game, and Ivan insta-locked out of Andrew. That's him really just giving the opportunity here for a loss.
I see no bans from other players, so no bans, and we're just waiting for those to fill in, and then Ivan locked in for Andrew.
Instant blocked.
So those bans just need to be filled out, and then we're going to have Andrew on that Ivan, and then what do you think MQ is going to go into an Ivan? Because that's an interesting champ for a 1v1, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's not a champion I'd go into a 1v1. I don't think anyone would take an Ivan into a 1v1. So this is kind of just Andrew maybe sending a message to everyone. If he beats MQ here, that is just, I don't know, that's insane. It does depend on what MQ decides to go for, of course. He is hovering over that Malzahar. I think we've seen 2 Malzahars in this tournament, and they have both not been very successful. So I don't see it is as a good option here, but you're not going to guess going for the Ivan. You don't know what you're going to counter pick here. I don't see a world where MQ should lose, but I have been surprised before.
Look, I've been surprised by an Ivan and an ARAM before, but MQ pulling out the Zyra pick.
Syndra.
Syndra? Oh, apologies,
Yeah.
Syndra. Putting out the Syndra pick, going into the Ivern. That's going to be an interesting one for sure. Not sure anyone truly expected Syndra to come out. Like, Syndra is such a wonderful 1v1 champ, in my opinion at least. I might be a little bit biased though. But you have to hit those stuns. You have to make sure you hit the enemy player with your balls. I don't make the game up, guys.
Life advice
that's what
from
it is.
Finger, everyone. Life advice. Hit them with your balls. That's how you win.
That's I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. So here, I don't. What do we see? MQ building to take down.
It's a difficult game to talk about, thing. It really is. I mean, we're not expecting an Ivern. We do see this is sort of like an everything and nothing game. I know that sounds weird to say. It's sort of Andrew just saying, hey, come at me with whatever you got. I'm still gonna win, and I'm gonna play whatever I want. I'm still gonna win.
Yeah,
and this is sort of, this is a tough game for MQ. Not just play a champion versus champion, but mentally, you don't want to lose against an Ivern. No one wants to lose against an Ivern. So
then again,
this is sort of like everything and nothing game.
I don't know if you've taken a moment just to catch the skin that he's using. That's Old God Ivern. I think maybe Andrew just sending a bit of a message here saying, I am the Old God, I am the undefeated, and if you want to make it anywhere in this tournament, look to me. I will be on the sunrise, you know? Maybe just hyping it up a little bit too much, but I mean, I gotta be honest, Ivern is quite the style match, and he's even picking up fairy charms. I don't know what to say. He just wants a little bit of mana regen with that horn.
Oh, no respect there's shown out of MQ. He is here to fight an already lovely clue out of Mistraven, and not a great follow-up E. Try to get the stun, try to push him away, not going to be able to do much. Takes so much damage in the start of this game. It's not even a minute yet, and he's half HP.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Ivern is a wall that doesn't really take a huge amount of damage. But he can dish it out just by existing for a long time. Like he's here for the long run.
Paper cuts.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep slapping you, and the stun does do nice damage. But I mean, what he's gonna do? Throw a bush at you?
No, he can't really do too much like that. As you say, he's just got his Q basically to really land anything. It doesn't go through minions, so it's going to be difficult for him, but he can do that. He can gap close. He can make sure the Syndra feels as uncomfortable as possible at all times. NQ, I think just taken aback by this Ivern. He doesn't really know what to expect or what to do here. He's already half HP. He hasn't really farmed well. He hasn't really done too much in the start of this game. He just keeps running away from the Ivern. Ivern's going to walk up. Does get the explosion on his shield there. He's able to follow up the flash in, but again, that's the issue that this Ivern has, is just no damage, no follow-up, no nothing. He gets the Q, and that's all he can do. Syndra needs to start working on that health bar.
Yeah, Syndra looks like she's going to go down right here. MQ managed to flash out before the ulti's up. Syndra has gone... I don't even know what that item is. I'm going to be entirely honest with you, chat. I don't know if that's...
Fated Ashes. It's a burn item.
I don't know if that's really what you want with Syndra. You want to be able to spam out those balls. You want to be able to put out more stun. You need cooldown reduction in order to survive this fight.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the same item that Volkos went in the previous round, so that he can just spam, get the mana on his levels. Yeah. I forget the name. I think it's something book. But decides to go for the burn damage here. But the thing is, you actually need to hit a lot of your abilities for it to be worth anything. It does like 4 damage as a tick. Just more a nuisance than anything else here. Now, this Ivern is going to walk up, but does decide to go for the teleport. But now he's in such a poor position. Gets the stun, forces him back. But now, Syndra in such an awkward position. These minions actually might do the work for the Ivern here. MQ needs to get out, and he doesn't. Ivern takes the minion kill.
First blood to the minions. Ivern is a friend of the forest, and the minions know it. And there was no damage done to him, so I think he could just walk under here, get an execute, and play easy game. He doesn't even die to that. Oh, I don't know. This is insane. Syndra has an opportunity to come back here. He's waiting for that teleport. And
Nah, he's
Syndra,
gonna run to that second tower.
seeing that chance, tried. Oh, so close! That last hit absolutely would have given him a kill, and he's not in a great situation. Look at that tower's health. MQ
Oh, my
unfortunately
word.
not feeling too grand about this fight. Maybe thinking he had a pocket pick with Syndra. Maybe thinking that burn would give him good clearance on the waves. But he came back with a catalyst. The plan's there. But he's going to need more than just a catalyst and little sacred ashes in order to be able to do something.
Absolutely playing with fire there was that finger, but it's not very healthy for him because he is unfortunately made out of tree. So I don't think it's a good idea to be playing with fire, but does follow up with the shield, does try to get something. NQ. Ooh, a little bit of an awkward ult there. Does more damage the lower health you are, buddy. And this is not going to do too well for you. His minion's going to do so much work. He's just going to walk up to him. He's getting absolutely boiled down here. The minion might actually finish it off. There's going to be another minion kill here, but Syndra able to get back a little bit of damage onto the Ivan here. I actually didn't even know where the Ivan took any of that damage. Maybe a couple tower hits? I'm not certain.
I think so, but I think this is over
absolute control.
in a second. As soon as those minions are gone, there's going to be a Q coming out at MQ, and he knows it. He's backed all the way up to his tower to safety. Yes, there's health there, but I think he knew he was in trouble. And Daisy, the big rock golem, still around, manages to get on the Syndra. Syndra pulls back Daisy and says, no, none of that.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Just get rid of that, but a little bit too late here because Daisy has done the absolute work here on the Syndra. This is a big push in way here. Andrew is gonna go for the fight. Syndra cannot even walk up. I haven't seen a single stun out of the Syndra. He's not able to land any. Ivan is gonna tower down him. Flashes with the shield explosion and absolutely finishes it in style. That is MQ knocked out. That is Andrew to the finals.
And the undefeated God King of After Dark, it remains exactly that. He's not dethroned, he's not going anywhere. He's through to the grand finals, and we are going to be back after the short intermission with our next semifinals, which is going to be Matt versus Tristan. There we go.
Welcome back, everyone, and we are back with our second game here. Tristan facing off against the god himself, Matt, and we just came from a pretty interesting game where Ivan took a victory over a Syndra try. I don't think anyone was expecting the Ivan to win.
I've been thinking long and hard about this,
Andrew?
actually. I've been thinking long and hard about this. I figured out why MQ didn't win.
Why?
He didn't buy an axe.
Yes.
He brought
must be
some
it.
ashes to a tree fight, and let's be honest, that's just not how that goes. You need to buy those axes. There's at least 3 of them in the game.
Unfortunately, MQ could not contribute to the deforestation situation, so unfortunately was not able to take down Ivern. And yeah, Andrew just showed why he's the best. I mean, he really took it to him. I wasn't expecting a Syndra to do particularly well or do much damage against the Ivern, but we can pick apart his choices of items, and I think that's what really downgraded him. He wasn't happy.
I think Andrew has developed like a sort of secret weapon going into these games. He has intimidation factor. Yeah, he just rocks up and there's like, bet.
He puts his best Fiddlesticks impression on.
Fiddlesticks indeed. So yeah, we actually are going to go into the next semi-finals. We're going to pull that up and start seeing what we have installed there. We already have the bands on screen. We're going to see those shortly, but we have Vi, Gragas, and Camille for Tristan, and then we have
expecting the Vi.
Yeah, Aatrox, Zahen, basically just the same band, and Warwick for Matt. And I got a small confession. I put a lot of work into making this thing work, and the players had no bands, and I had to.
How dare they?
I honestly, I just said, please put something pretty. No, they're going to start setting up now and go into this match. And Lima, Tristan, he's played a different champion every single game. So has Matt. So what are you expecting out of these two guests?
Well, just as you say, something different. But I mean, you have a 1 in 140 chance to guess what champions they're going to play. Yeah, some targeted bans though. We're not seeing, as you say, dicks down. We're not seeing, chances being taken. Yeah, they are going at each other. I don't think Matt wants to lose. He wants to face Andrew in that final and show that he's the better brother. But he did take that L earlier, and he has to really just come back to prove it that he can beat his brother in the finals. And Tristan is the one to upset that. We've seen him kill Matt before, be the first death on Matt's conscience, let me put it that way, going into this whole tournament. And he is the one that can maybe bring him down. He is the only one that was able to actually defeat him, but besides Andrew, of course. And we see him go to that comfort pick again. He hovers over that Neferi. It did a lot of work. It did a lot of work versus the Shaco, but just an unfortunate decision-making process ended up losing that game. He could have taken that game and bumped himself up to that 3rd seed, but unfortunately not able to. And yeah,
I genuinely think Tristan could have beaten Andrew with the Neferi. Neferi is scary, and we see the lock-in from Matt as well. The Jax going into the Neferi. I don't know that Tristan's going to lock in with that Neferi. I think he is. Yeah, there we go. The Fury locked in, and
we've spoken about it before. Jax's comfort pick.
Jono, Neferi Jax. I loved how strong Neferi was against Andrew. I think Neferi was a champion I had been waiting to see since day 1 of this league. I was super excited when she stepped onto the Howling Abyss, and Andrew almost went down to that champion. But Jax is a different beastie. I don't think Neferi does well into Jax.
I was expecting the Jax a lot earlier in this tournament. I'm actually surprised it's only coming out now. Jax is a perfect 1v1 champion. He counters a lot of champions. He's got a lot of mobility, a lot of damage, and just makes for a perfect sort of in this scenario styled of champion, especially for Matt's playstyle. He's all in, he's all fights, he's all get it done, get it over with, and that's what Jax does. Bonks you with his staff and he walks away. So I can see the Neferi doing pretty well if he gets those pokes on his Q, the follow-up damage as well, gets the ulti. He can really do something here because Jax is decently good against auto-attack champions, especially with these spinning lampposts there to block anything that comes his way. But Neferi doesn't want to get jumped on, especially by this Jax, and I feel like Tristan needs to play a little bit smart here to take this first one.
Very much the same way he ended up having to play against Andrew, let's be honest. Do some damage, get those wolves in, and there's immediately the turn back, and he's exactly
lovely.
what we want to see from him.
Lovely.
He does a little bit of counter skilling there to prevent taking damage. He buffered that up very nicely, and that would have done huge damage. But I want to point out something I've seen throughout this tournament, something I've mentioned to some of the players as a question more than anything else. And
that's all good.
That's a good amount of damage.
That's a lot of damage now, but he's actually going to he's going to take that fight back now, but he's actually going to end up dying. Just a little bit didn't think of the ramifications going into that extended fight with the Jax. We blink and we miss a try and it's done. Jax gets first kill. Matt on the board.
Yeah, Matt patiently walking away, that counter-strike preventing Neferi from doing a lot of the front-loaded damage. And I think Tristan didn't expect that much follow-up, but it's Jax. The sustain fight's always going to belong to him.
Always.
And Neferi's great. I think Neferi's incredibly underrated, and we should be seeing more of her. But what I wanted to mention earlier, what I've seen out of the winning players frequently, is Electrocute as the mastery. And Neferi's gone for that. Earlier, going in for the dive, taking a tower hit at level 6. Jax playing with his prey over there, doing Jax things, let's be honest. So maybe quite well aligned to Matt. But that Electrocute does massive damage on Neferi. It also does this massive damage on the Lee Sin, which we saw earlier. So why don't we see more Electrocutes? Like with the Jax, press the attack makes sense. But other champs, I feel like we should see more Electrocutes here.
Well, I mean, press the attack is pretty much like an Electrocute. It does the similar thing, except with auto attacks instead of abilities. So you can see the thinking here from Matt Bryan, from Jax over there. He does want to go for that fight. He does really want to take these sort of duels, and it is working quite well for him. Neferi able to get out of that little squander, but again, so much damage out of this Jax. One wrong move, one misstep, and this Jax could end this game. He's got so much damage. He tried to go for that extended fight earlier. It doesn't work in Neferi's favor. He's an assassin. He's not a fighter, and Jax is happy to take that duel, especially an extended one, all day long. But we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown here. Tristan playing a lot safer. He knows that he's in the danger box right now because he takes this death and he's out of this first round. It is a best of 3. He will have another opportunity to take on Matt. He has been the only one to actually get him on a kill before he faced his brother. So there is an opportunity here for Tristan to do something, but he needs to make a move. He needs to be smart about it, and he cannot give Matt the light of day.
I think we see what Tristan's plan is here as well. He has the lead on the farm, and I think that's what he's going for. I think if he sits under tower, even Counter-Strike isn't going to really do much. He can get out of that with becoming untargetable. There's going to have to be a snowball followed up by really good Counter-Strike under the tower for Matt to stop Tristan going for this creep score victory that he seems to be doing, because I mean, it's the same thing we saw from Damon. Takes a step back and goes in for the fight, takes a little a tower hit in return, but the damage onto Neferi. Neferi dishes it out, has that escape, but takes a lot of damage as well.
Oh, there's a lot of damage now from the Jax. He does end up taking that hit from the tower, but so luckily he's able to walk away from it. Does he get the ulti? He is able to get it through. It does more damage and further distance it is. But Jax doesn't matter. 5 HP left. Takes the second kill. And round 1 to Matt.
I don't even know what to say there. That was everything. He did everything right at the end there. And Jax just doesn't care.
No, but it's just such an unfortunate, the flash forward there from Tristan to try and get that surprise ulti, but a reactionary flash out of the Jax barely gets to the health potion in time, and actually is the only reason he survived that fight was because he was able to get that health off, and then unfortunately for him, Tristan just not able to pull through with the damage, gets taken out and gives Matt that second kill. It was an all-in situation. He was leading in the farm, but he knows that a little bit too many hits from that Jax and his game would have been done. So he just Hail Married it. He tried his best. He almost got it, but unfortunately that health comes through for the Jax and he takes that second kill and takes round number 1.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, Matt just doing Matt things, and like, you got to give it to Tristan. He is the sort of all or nothing player. Every time we see him, he's got a plan. He surprises us. He brings us nail-bitingly close finishes, but just falls through in some of these situations. And if I had to describe it, he's got heart. He's got a lot of heart coming into these fights.
Yeah, that's it. He is the Hail Mary kind of player, and he's doing a really good job at showcasing that ability to really just put us on the edge as casters. And you can't even put it past him, dude. He's up against Matt. He nearly got that kill, but again, unfortunately, barely survives is the Matt. We don't even know how he pulls this off. And just walks away with that second kill, getting that first round. But now you start to think about the next game. Now it's done, it's over, you've lost. Now Tristan's on that back foot. He can't afford a loss here. He needs to take this to game number 3. And I don't know if he's going to pull out the Nefiri again. There's no ban out of the Nefiri from Matt. He's happy for him to take it again.
Yeah, again, the same thing. Like, Matt doesn't seem to care what you play. He is just going to show up. He's going to do whatever he wants. And it's wild to me to see how closely he walks that line of life and death and comes back on top. I mean, Jax is a great champ. He should be played more. And while press the attack is great, I think Electrocute Jax would probably be terrifying as well. I'm just a fan of Electrocute, okay? But
I can see that.
But we see Andrew doing exactly the same thing. Both these brothers are insanely good with how close they can come to the wire and still walk away while the other player is dead under their own tower.
Yeah, that's it. But I mean, we've just seen it time and time again. You don't expect players to really take the fight under the tower, but these two players, Matt and Andrew, really have been taking their chances here in this whole tournament of life here, but have still come out successful. That's the main thing. That's the whole shebang when it comes to the story, is if you're going to take risks and constantly win, you got to it shows you the skill that you have the skill to match the sort of confidence going into these tournaments. But will we see tower dives where if they do face off each other, Matt already getting that first victory in this best of 3, has another one lined up for himself here with Tristan back against the wall, so everything for him to do. But we are guessing for a Matt Andrew final, another brother versus brother. If you want to guesstimate between those two, we already saw the mirror match with the two Yasuos try, but who do you think is going to take that victory if it is brother versus brother?
Like, I don't even want to go that far. I truly want to believe in the upset potential of Tristan. I really want to hype. I really want to say, this is the underdog, don't look away. But you are absolutely right. There is a world where Tristan goes down in this next fight and we are going to a grand finals with brother and brother again. And in that world, I don't think we're going to see another mirror match. I think that was a tease. I think that was testing the waters just to show off a little from both of them. And I think we're going to see the best champs out of both players when it comes down to it. I don't think there's going to be anything on the line. It's a best of 5. I wouldn't be surprised if we see either one of two situations. Either a straight 3-0 from Andrew just turning up the heat and destroying everything, or a back and forth for the full 5 games, a 3-2 to one of the brothers.
Yeah, well, we're guesstimating. Yeah, we're getting a little bit fantastical over here. But we still have game number 2. Sorry, excuse me. In this semi-final, we are going to get to it. Matt taking on that victory, barely walking away on the second kill with the Jax, but he does end up locking in the Ezreal. Interesting pick. Needs to land those Qs, but safe champion, can do the work, can get the damage done. It all depends here on what Tristan decides to go for. That Ilaoi, I don't think a very great choice, but ends up locking it in. Both players, same bands, completely different champions here in game number 2. Ilaoi, more of a bully, more of a farmer, more of a tower pusher, whereas Ezreal Poker, not really going into much. So it's going to be an interesting matchup here. Try, what do you think either player needs to do to get a victory here?
I don't even begin to know how. What's the win condition for Ilaoi here? She has to get those tentacle pulls. She has to frequently catch Ezreal out. And I got to be honest, Matt is so quick. Matt just does not get caught out. He doesn't let that happen to him. So what are we expecting here from the Alawi? What is she gonna do? I see she's really pulled up the drill item. I know you posed that to me, but I don't have answers here. Israel seems like a good to go win, right?
Yeah, he's trying to go for that, I forget the name, but it allows you to crit and get health on your auto attack. So it does make sense, but he has to get back with that second item and stay alive long enough. I don't see Matt giving him the light of day. But Tristan, on this Alawi, we've seen an Ivan win. Why can't we see an Alawi?
Okay.
So we can give it to him. It is a weird pick. I wouldn't know what to really do against it, to be honest, but Ezreal has a play here. He knows what he needs to do. I have no idea what this Ilawi is going to do. He's just going to get poked out of house and home here.
To attack to death.
Yeah, and as W is going through minions, he can just phase through rush exactly like that. So much damage on the Ilawi. Had to hit that E. Was not able to do it. Is going to get the heals here. Is the Ezreal. Are we going to see the first death already in this potential last game? Flash out of Tristan. Barely surviving there. And Ezreal in the driver's seat.
Now, I do want to point out that while Israel still has 2 pots, Israel has 0 sustain. And Alawi, when she does start hitting you with those tentacles, it hits hard. And this is bound to be more damage on the Alawi. I would not trust this. That's definitely going to be some damage. Quick pull there, misses it.
Beautiful.
This is going to be a death fall, Tristan, as Matt just confidently and calmly takes the kill with Israel. Israel, not the thing you expect to be standing and face tanking an Alawi. But in this 1v1 situation, it's his game.
Yeah, now that item really does not help the Ilawi whatsoever. He's going to go for the fight here. Does actually get knocked up. Is the Ezreal. Finally hits one of his E's. Does decide to go for it instead of the champion, but gets that gets a lot of damage on the Ezreal. Now Matt not able to really do too much with his low health. We'll be able to grab some pots. We'll be able to grab those plants, and we'll be able to grab this health back. So he's actually just going to get all the way back up here, as you say, Try. But Ilawi still able to do not too much. Was only able to get a longsword back when he died here. So I don't see a way where this Ilawi can really do too much here. He has to land everything against this Ezreal, and even then he's not going to do that much damage. Ezreal still in the driver's seat here, has that first kill. Matt really wants to take it home here.
I gotta be honest, what is the expectation here? And almost taking a tower hit here. That's some good damage down onto Matt, but it's just not enough as he takes the tower hit there. The tentacles coming out, trying to do something. Matt popping the potion, trying to get healthy again. That might give Tristan a bit of a controlling position here. If he doesn't take too much damage and just leaves Matt on the lower HP, you might find that Matt is too afraid to engage in that fight, especially if Tristan goes back and grabs that full health pot.
And he's knocking him down though. He's knocking his health down quite voraciously here, and if he is able to do a lot more damage when he comes back, he can take that victory on that second kill, because he will have an item, he'll have a lot of damage, he'll have more health than his competitor, and this could be a dangerous game here out of Tristan. He is going to go for this. Ooh, did look like he wanted to go for the fight, decides to go for the minion, takes a lot of damage from Ezreal, so he needs to watch his health here. Ezreal is going to go for the little bit of a misstep, not able to land too much damage on there, but you can see Matt's idea. He knows that he has so much range and just damage onto this Ilawi that Tristan can't really do too much to answer it, and it's danger game, yeah, because even if Tristan gets this kill, he still has to follow up with another kill, and this Ezreal is going to come back stronger and better.
Yeah, I like to think that Tristan's just trying to whittle that health down so he doesn't actually have to kill Matt, just puts Matt under tower and then pushes the wave, lets the wave take down Matt's tower. That seems like the win condition here. Matt is slowly starting to lose his mana, and that's good hit onto him. That's going to be big damage there. That's going to be Matt. But he's baiting him. He's going to get that health plant. He gets taken down before that happens, and that is Alawi with a nice kill. An opportunity to push tower here potentially. I don't know, 13 seconds, he can do it. But he didn't use his ulti there. He didn't even use flash.
Yeah, he didn't need to. The E just did so much damage for him, so much work for him, and now he has this opportunity. 2 seconds left on this Ezreal. He is going to jump immediately. Black Ilawi not going to take the risk Rather going to let the Ezreal get back. I mean, the tower was quite healthy, but he was doing a lot of damage to it. It would have been risky to try and go for that as a victory plan, but now he's set up for a fight. He has to land his E's. He has to do a lot of damage to his Ezreal before he gets poked out, and now he's trying to hide behind his minions. He is trying to dodge those Qs. He is doing pretty well, but has to get back now. No minions left for him to support him. Yeah, and Ezreal in the driver's seat. Matt wanting to take the semi-finals right here and right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I expected at least one of these semi-finals to go to a game 3, and I'm not going to count the Illaoi out, but Matt with a full bar of mana there, he could just poke Illaoi down all day, and he also comes back with the Sheen and the Phage and the anti-heal, so it's just not looking healthy for Tristan right now.
No, this is exactly why Ezreal's such a good pick here. He can get that W through the minions and hit with ease and then just follow up with an auto attack. It does so much damage here for that Ezreal. Now Illaoi needs to watch it. If these minions start dying, if he starts having no space to remove those Qs out of his life, he's going to have a hard time. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. So much damage on Matt. And he's actually going to greed for the fight. But now the ulti tries to flash through it. He's not able to do it. Matt takes the second kill and finishes him off 2-0 in the semis.
That was a brilliant game out of Matt. Really just cutting down his opponent down to size. Just slice by slice. Knew exactly what he wanted to achieve and patiently did it. He a little bit dicey there for a sec. I liked what Tristan was trying to do. Flash that Ezreal ult. And honestly, if he had managed to do that, that might have been a spectacular play. But I don't know if he had enough damage to finish off Ezreal before Ezreal could do the same to him.
Well, I mean, he had the tentacles on him. He had his ulti going. He had every reason to get a lot of health back in that sort of position. I don't think Ezreal had the flash or anything to follow up. I think he used all his abilities, including his missteps. So maybe there is a world where Illaoi could come back in a fight like that, especially also under his tower. He can do a lot of damage. It is only an ADC, doesn't have much defense, but it was just unfortunate. He mistimed the ulti just by off like a millisecond off, and he was just not able to grab that kill. Wonderful game out of Matt, though. You can't take it from him. He absolutely styled on him, as you say. Cannot take that away from him whatsoever. He styled on him in that last game. Illaoi was an awkward pick, we can say that, but he just played that Ezreal to perfection.
Yeah, and now we're going to go to a short break while we set up our next match. This is going to be the exec show match. This is Oliver versus Vaughn. So if you want to watch that, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfection. Okay, we'll do some with some of that. Yes. I like the pen. Alright. Awesome. Amazing.
And we are back with the show match, the exact show match showdown. Now, to give a little bit of history for everyone, the last time Oliver and Vaughn faced each other in a video game, that was at our Valorant tournament. And VG took down the first kill. It was the first two 10 kills, and VG took down the first 1 or 2 kills off of Oliver, and then Oliver absolutely decimated VG. So there's a little bit of a sort of pride on the line
blood?
here.
Not bad blood. Yeah,
pride on the line. VG's here.
Yeah, bad blood's the bad word. Yeah.
VG's here for the bad blood. He's here to draw blood. And Oliver's, he was saying to me earlier today that he's absolutely got this. He knows exactly how to take down Vaughn. So a little bit of smack talking outside of the game. I'm really looking forward to it. And obviously, going into this as a best of 1, we are changing up the rules so it's first to 4 kills and first to second tower, but no bans. So they get to pick their champion, and we already have the no bans portion set up. So, Jono, what are you expecting as someone who has no idea what these guys play?
I was about to say, I have no damn idea. I've never seen them play League of Legends before, and you told me that they haven't played in years. So both these players, I'm not expecting too much. Maybe just ones that they've played back in the day because they haven't played for a while. Maybe ones that they knew worked back for them. I wouldn't even know. But this is just a show match. This is just a peeing contest, if you can put it that way, just to see who's the better player. I didn't want to say the other word on stream. I don't know if I'm allowed.
I'm proud of you. The low-hanging fruit, and you avoided it. I'm so proud. No, but as you say, like it is a back and forth. We're expecting them to really just. It's for the bragging rights. It's come Monday. Who gets to go to whose office to say, hey? So I'm really looking forward to this. For those who may not be ready for it, Oliver versus VG. That's going to be Splashy Fan versus I think it's Moose Juice ZA. So if you're looking for the names in game, that's what to look for. But Oliver will be.
Yes, that is the name of a. That is the name of a director of a very successful tech company.
Yep. Exactly.
Moose Juice, everyone. That's who you want on your side. And yeah, he's facing up against the Splashy Fen of Vaughn. And although I got his name wrong, Oliver will be taking that fight to him here in this tournament, or in this show matchup between the two. As you say, it's the first to 4 kills, first to 2 towers. We're not even going to count the farm. It's not going to happen unless we see the longest game in this tournament so far is going to be the last show match of the tournament. But little hovers there from both players. He's just trying to see what they look like. Maybe just going through the memory banks to remember, I remember this one, and picking that one in this fight. We might see the Heimlistinger again.
I think there's a lot of teas coming out from these two guys. I think they're smack talking in a lobby somewhere. They're on a WhatsApp call saying, you know what? I triple dare you to play the Rock. I triple dare you to play the Blood guy. I fully these two. I love them, and they're slapbacks all the time.
I agree, Damien. I really do agree. Urban X Respirant.
Whatever that was, yes. Urban X Respirant. And now I see the Caitlyn hover and the Caitlyn lock-in, and now we're just waiting to see what we get from the other side, and I don't know what to expect out of Oliver. Could it be the Misfortune?
That could be an interesting pick.
Back to the Vlad. Was the Vlad just an easy hover? No, it's the Misfortune into Caitlyn.
I think that's our first double ADC game that we have ever seen here in this tournament. It's our show match against the 2 directors of First Tech. So I don't know what to expect here. I don't think anyone knows what to expect here. We did see Vaughn playing the show match on Tuesday. We did see a little bit about what he's capable of. Maybe he's a little bit more warm than Oliver. We don't know when last he's played this game. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, we want to see the bragging rights come out of these two. We want to see them going into each other's offices and say, hey, as we say. And I got to give it to the Misfortune just in the matchup alone. If he gets that level 6, I believe the Caitlyn is done. But it all comes down to who plays better.
I gotta be honest, actually give you a little bit of insight, everyone. I walked into Ollie's office early this morning and I said, you ready? Updated League, are you prepared? He's like, I haven't played League in a year. But I know Vaughn's going to play Caitlyn, so I'm going to play Miss Fortune. And my man called it. Absolutely called it. And he's got a tier and some lethality against the sustain and boots from the Caitlyn. So I feel like the Caitlyn's going for the long game here, the sort of farm and survive versus the spam build we're going to see out of Oliver.
Well, we're going to get into it here. Just a little bit of a fun fight between these two. We see the first two ADCs game. He was expecting the Caitlyn, played the Misfortune, and they are just gonna get back into the swing of things here and feel like how the game works, how it operates here, how quickly can they move, how fast can they attack. You know, it's just getting a general feeling back into their fingers here for this game. But let's talk about the builds here. We got a tier of the Goddess out of Misfortune, not playing the Gun Goddess skin, so I feel like that was very
missed opportunity.
Misfortuned opportunity.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, that was terrible. Does go for the tier of the Goddess. Yeah, Serrated Dirk has a lot of damage, has a lot of mana sustain on their side, whereas Vampiric Scepter out of this Caitlyn does do a lot of damage. Gets the extra passive bumps in the brush there, so it does do a lot of work to get that double sort of hit there. And Misfortune needs to do a lot more than these E's. These E's aren't doing a lot of damage. Oliver needs to find some Qs, needs to find some damage on this Caitlyn. He is getting bullied out of lane so far.
Yeah, I see a lot of confidence in the way VG moves, and not as much from Oliver, but I see a lot of strategy in what Oliver is expecting to do here against Vaughn. He wants to rain those bullets down. He wants to whittle down and slow down his opponent. One thing I can see potentially playing out in the favor of Oliver here is that his mana is never going to really run out, but Caitlyn is starting to look a little bit poor on the mana front.
Yeah, he's going a little bit spammy, but does still have the passive, does still have a lot of utility, even just being an auto attack champion. Has the range, has that extra passive damage, does get the whack on the Q there, but there will be some opportunity where this Misfortune can pull back this fight. He's sitting low on the HP there. Vaughn trying to walk up and get those fights, and Oliver's just not giving him the time of day whatsoever. Big minion push on the cards here. They're actually going to go for a fight. The ulti comes in. Vaughn is just stepping in it, forced to flash away, but the Winions come through, and the first kill over to Vaughn.
Can anyone say father like son? The Winions coming through for VG against Oliver, giving first blood. Now a reminder, this is first to 4 kills, first to 2 towers, and Vaughn taking full advantage here, getting the first blood and starting to whittle away against that first tower. Oliver coming back with some good items. It looks like he is going pickaxe and some attack speed, not taking the portal, taking the long way.
Too good for the portal.
Yeah, too good for the portal. You got.
Yeah.
When you've got swag like Misfortune, you've got swag, right?
He's got a strat. Yeah, and he strutted right over those minions and took that first death. So I don't think strutting's working here for him. He's going to take a lot more damage here for this on these cannons.
Shame on you.
Oliver hasn't played for a year. You can't really put it past him. The game changes almost every month. It's a new game, so I can't put it past him. Yeah, we'll try and get some damage on this Caitlyn. Can allow for him to maybe just spam a bit more on that mana. Have no opportunity to really do too much in the pressure sort of index that Caitlyn brings to these fights. But Oliver, back against the wall here. Almost, I say back against the wall. It's actually first to 4 kills, not to 2. So he still has time. Still has a lot more learning to do, or relearning to do, let me put it back that way, against this Caitlyn. But Vaughn taking the opportunity, taking that fight, barely getting away from that Misfortune ult, but does end up helping with the Winions and getting that first kill.
Yeah, and just a reminder, like it's first to 4 kills versus the second tower. Vaughn putting some pain, some hurt back onto Oliver there. The minion score really doesn't matter. That's for the gold when you go back home. And I honestly would like to see Oliver just walk up to Vaughn and fight. I mean, he doesn't have the level advantage, but he does have the item advantage. And maybe doing something about that would actually start to feel good. His ulti is off of cooldown, so is Caitlyn. So I would love to also see just a preemptive knockdown on Misfortune's health bar. Let Vaughn put
Yeah, to
down
get a
the
whack off,
scope. Yeah, just a little
Yeah,
free
just whack-
damage.
Yeah, whack that HP down a little bit, make him a little bit scared to go for these fights, and maybe just spam that ulti like he's been spamming everything else. It has been working, so I can't put it past him. Those nets have been absolutely perfect. The disengage has been wonderful against his misfortune, but I feel like he's just putting the wrong type of sort of poke on that E is Oliver. He is trying to rely on that too much, whereas he could be spamming the Q like that, and actually goes for the fight now. But again, same issue, same problem. Caitlyn just walks out of the ulti. There it is. He is able to get that damage down. So low is this misfortune, but Vaughn is just able to walk out of those ultis. He needs to be able to land that E on the Caitlyn and then spam him with the ult, so that he's not able to just walk out of this. And now low HP, does have enough mana to fight for a very, very long time, but mana means nothing if you have no health to help you up.
Yeah, look, I don't see a good situation here for Oliver. Giving away second blood won't really mean too much. Vaughn will still have to get two more kills, but he's in a very decisive controlling position right now. He's going to walk up and take that health. No, is he? Yes.
Yeah.
And Misfortune going to try and steal some of that HP, get some more damage onto the Caitlyn.
Nice, good trade.
Good trade, but not a good trade.
Never mind.
So I feel like
it ended as fast as it happened there, Troy. We try to give him props, but just as it happens, he takes a Q to the face. Just not able to
I think
too much.
I can very much see a world where Vaughn's been sitting at home every minute between the break, between his meetings. It's like, I need to get some time in because I'm not losing to this guy a second time. But yeah, Vaughn actually playing very well. Considering like he's calm, collected. He went for the sustain, he went for the boots, giving him maneuverability. He went for the heal, again maneuverability. He's absolutely set up for the fight before it happens, and that's the second blood over to VG. He needs to get 2 more kills and it will be done. He's going to start whittling away this tower and get his first tower. He just needs to go take out that second tower and it'll be game. And
he still hasn't gone back to base.
Yeah, he hasn't, and I think he very much has the opportunity to actually do some serious damage to this tower. If Oliver goes again for the strut to the tower, Vaughn's going to be left alone with the tower for long enough that he can put down the hurt. And there he's doing it. I don't see Oliver walking forward just yet. There's the portal. Now he's going to start doing something about this damage that's been put to the hurt again. Now going on the tower. And I think Oliver has something to say about this. He's like, no, get out of here.
Yeah, the problem that Oliver has is he's very indecisive of what item he wants to go. Full items are much better than, separated, sparse items. And that's just an unfortunate issue here with Oliver, is he doesn't really know what to build, what he wants to build, and that's just allowing for just not enough damage to come through, considering he's gone back twice. He has got the money, but just maybe a bit of item selection would have done something here. But actually a lot of damage onto the Caitlyn. Again, flashes and heals out. Pretty much mirroring what happened twice before. Responds with the Q and just, he's just not able to get too much traction on that ult and not enough damage onto Vaughn.
And I would like to point out, like, Vaughn's got to have almost 4k in the bank. He's coming back with a full item. And that's going to hurt when he faces Oliver again. Oliver definitely should have the next fight. He should just be able to walk up to, despite the level difference, and get the next kill. All of those items, sure, not quite amounting to something, but if he does die a third time, he's coming back with like 3 different items because he's built the base for all of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he needs to do, right? He needs to complete some of these items and really make them worthwhile here, but maybe there's someone in his ear just giving him that advice, or he's just forgotten about it. But
he's playing the long game.
Yeah,
he's
playing the long
waiting
game.
out.
He wants to come back. He wants to come back on the last death with like 3 items, and then just putting it to this Vaughn. But he's now in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to take that Q hit. Very, very low on the HP bar is that misfortune. And although he does still have 2 kills left, 1 wrong move, and Vaughn could end this game here. He does have the ulti again. Decides not to use it. And Yeah, Misfortune in such an awkward position. He's going to go for the
no,
fighter, but steps up way too far.
Surely.
Caitlin's going to try and run him down, but not going to be able to do it. Bailey gets a kill, but he's actually going to go for the fight. He ults him in his face and finds the third kill.
Look, we've seen everything here. We've seen a face tank earlier from the Syndra, and now we see the face tank from the Caitlyn. And a full blast with that ulti. He's going to walk up, take that health bar, and I don't know if that executes quite what you are expecting, because there has been damage from Oliver, so that would have been giving away a kill. But now Oliver here, he's going to have to get back, or the second tower is going to be the end of it.
Quickly.
So Vaughn now walking forward. I think he's trying to go for that execute. Yeah, there. He's going for the execute. He weighted it down and now executed. He hasn't given Oliver a single death yet. He is making a statement after those Valorant matches because he got styled on there. Let's not sugarcoat it. And he's coming back to make sure that this score remains settled.
yeah, definitely coming back with that eye edge. You see, he's ready to fight. He's ready to take that fight with Misfortune. Finally taking an item here on Lord Dominic's, but it's not going to do too well. It's only good against champions with a lot more health than you. So not the greatest pick, but still, again, Oliver has every opportunity. Just follows up with an E and R. He can end Caitlyn here. We'll be able to take this first tower down. Just gets absolutely melted there.
Just walk up to the other tower quickly.
Caitlyn says, even while he's losing his tower, says in the old chat, ready to die, as Oliver now facing off against that Infinity Edge.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage Vaughn's now bringing to the field. He's got those Greaves as well, and attack speed boots, the Zeal, the Affinity Edge. He's got so much crit and attack speed right now. And he's already almost level 18. Oliver's closed that gap, a level difference gap, but I think Vaughn will probably get his next level here in a bit. But Vaughn wants this fight. He knows he's got the upper hand. He knows he's got the big items, and he wants this fight. But that said, Oliver hitting those towers, that was some massive damage. So let's not put him out of the fight before it's even begun.
Yeah, but this is what we've seen basically throughout this entire game here, is the Caitlyn getting control of the wave, getting control of any of the entire lane here for against this Misfortune. He's just not able to gain too much traction, really push anything on the tower. He's pretty much played on his side of the map almost this entire game. Even before the first kill, he's just been on the back foot. Walks into the trap. There's so much damage on the Caitlyn. He can follow up with an ulti. Tries to get another hit off. Not able to do so. Tanks that tower hit. And Oliver, in a world of hurt here, one misstep could end this match here. Half HP on that tower. Caitlyn can finish that game right here, right now. He decides to go for the fight. He's going to be able to do it. Flashes away. The ulti can finish it. Here it is.
Game for
Vaughn takes it.
Oh, what a startling finish there between these two execs. Thank you for the show match between the two of them. And I have no doubt that while we have moved on from the game, these two have not. I fully expect them to carry on duking it out right until the Nexus are down. But
He's gonna walk in. He's gonna walk in on that Monday morning and just say 4-0.
Oh, he's gonna have that Misfortune swagger. Oh, that's amazing. Look, great game. Thank you, Oliver and Vaughn, for being good sports and playing our League of Legends with us on the stream tonight. So, after this, we now have the grand finals coming up shortly. But before then, we have a little bit of a teaser. So, we've been talking about this for a while. At the last tournament, the Valorant tournament, people asked me, what's the next one? When's the next one? What's happening? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. There you have it, everyone. The teaser we've been long awaiting for. Tekken 8 is going to be the next tournament, Friday, 22nd May 2026. Button Mashers. Registrations will be open, I believe, from tomorrow. Volt can correct me in chat if he likes. But everyone who has been waiting for the next tournament, if you're now super excited, registrations will be open soon, and we will be providing access to the game from the office. And if you're on remote, chat to us and we'll see what we can do to help you out. But Tekken 8, JD, I'm looking forward to a good fighting, good old fisticuffs button mashing tournament. I know we'll be doing it without you, but I am looking so forward to it.
I do remember back in the day, I believe you did a Capcom versus Marvel tournament, a little bit in-house thing for yourself
Called it the
there.
King of the
And
Ring.
it was. We did see a little bit of BS coming out of certain characters played by certain people the same way. So we probably will see that in these games, but that's always the fun of it, the spirit of it. Obviously, we'll get bans and things for something like that. But we saw that little sneak peek of what fighting games could be like for FirstNet, and I feel like this is going to be an absolute bang of a tournament.
Yeah, I am super excited. And on that note, actually, we're going to go set up the grand final. So this is going to be Matt B versus Andrew B. Brothers, the return of peak performance in the grand finals of the After Dark League of Legends League. A little bit of alliteration there. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break with the final matches.
She just wanna be my baby mama. When you know what is what.
Alrighty, everyone, what you have been waiting for. We have the grand finals of the After Dark League. We have Matt B versus Andrew B, the brothers. We saw this early on in I think it was round 3 of the Swiss stage. We saw a Yasuo versus Yasuo fight.
Yeah.
What are we expecting here? What do you think that they're going to end up going for?
Well, that was a sort of whoever wins kind of fight. I don't think either player, they obviously agreed on what they wanted to play earlier before the game, because they both locked in that Yasuo pretty quickly. So that was just a mess around, maybe bragging rights. Maybe one of them says, I'm a better Yasuo player than you. It's like, we'll prove it. So, you know, brotherly competition's always in the books here for either of these players. He's not going to go the Janna. This is the final. He's going to want to go something sweaty. So I think both the players will be bringing out their A game here. I don't see how either of them would mess around. There's no point in doing that. This is for that 1,000 rand victory and the bragging rights and just like the better brother type discussions. And we have a Seraphine potentially versing a Janna to open up our finals.
Yeah, so I like the Seraphine pick, actually. It's kind of like the Sona, but in a way better. I don't know. I think Sona's really good when she has someone with her, but Seraphine can at least take mid lane. So we're going through just setting up the picks and bans again, but we have the Seraphine already set up, and we're waiting on Andrew with hovering the Janna. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually does pick the Janna as like a sort of pocket pick, one trick pony.
If he does,
almost.
this is pre-planned. This has to be like, I don't see
Two
either
supports
player
into
going
each
into
other.
the first game.
It absolutely
Yeah.
is. These brothers can't be allowed. We're gonna have to put them in all randoms from now on.
We actually should.
Collusion. Okay, so Seraphine versus Janna. I like the Janna pick for the grand finals. First match of the grand finals, everyone. Let the hype begin. We have Seraphine into Janna with these two. Janna, what are you thinking?
Seraphine should win. She's a mage more than what Janna is, but I don't know what these guys were expecting in first game. I don't know what the collusion is going on here, but they have decided to just open up with a little bit of a slap fest between these two champions. But I see the Seraphine winning it, just out of just champion pick. Janna doesn't really do much damage. Yes, she has that shield. Yes, she has the long range Q that does a lot of knock-up damage as well, but you have to hit it, and it's not that easy to hit it, especially in a 1v1. So I do see the Seraphine taking this first game. This is the opener for our grand finals. It's a best of 5, and we've got a support. No, it's not.
It's an AD Janna,
It's
my
not.
friend. AD
I don't believe
Janna.
you.
He's got to shield himself and just whack. He's got to electrocute once again. I don't think Comet is going to mean much against AD Janna. This is the horror that we were joking about with the AD Soraka. This Hurricane, it hits you, and he just walks up to you and starts slapping you. AD Janna is actually a little bit terrifying.
It can be, but you need a little bit of the items for it to really be much, and a bit scaling on that E, because it gives you more AD, I believe. The higher level it is, obviously. He's going to try and go for the knock-up here. He's going to do a little bit of damage. It's a little bit of a slap fest, but does end up getting stunned by that second Seraphine.
That doesn't matter. 2 auto attacks and he evens out the damage. What is that?
He's only got a damaging item, his Guardian's Hammer, and it's already just whacking the Seraphine. To be fair, it is another support player, so they are going to be very low on the armor scaling, but I don't think he was expecting this, and now takes a lot of damage is the Seraphine, but they're going for a little bit of a slap fest here. The Ignite comes through and just barely walks away, but takes a tower damage hit here. Matt moving up. Is he going to be able to take the 5 flashes away? Jarv and Janna might go down to the minions, barely stays alive, and both of them on a knife's edge here.
Yeah, we were talking about these two players walking the wire. There's blood with the Comet. Matt being able to just clip his brother with the stun there, and the mastery passive going through and finishing off that health bar. We were talking about these players living on the wire with no health bar and still being able to stay on the side of life. But Andrew, giving away first blood in this grand final. This is a best of 5. Matt got to feel good about that.
Yeah, he really does. He barely clipped him on the side of that Q and launched with the fight there. Oh, but now flashing in is this Janna. Does get the knockup. Will he be able to lock him down? Yes, he will. And very crucially takes no damage in the fight. That's going to help him with this next fight. But now Seraphine gets back. Seraphine gets some items. And Matt is looking to brawl for the rest of this match.
Yeah, I gotta think Matt's kicking himself, being like, I should have gone 80 Seraphine. Like, I'm not saying it would work, but I mean, if you're gonna go support matchup into Janna, I would never have trusted it. If I knew this was the pick that was gonna come out of Andrew, I would have assumed that we were gonna get. That's a beautiful Max Q Hurricane there, doing not a huge amount of damage, but a good knockup for 2 auto attacks out of Andrew there. I
feel like Andrew could have done a lot more.
I think the next kill goes to Andrew. Straight up, doesn't care about that tower, but the taunt doing some good pull there. He's going to walk up to this heal. He's not worried about taking those little slap hits from Matt. He ulties there for a little bit of HP. They're pretty even, actually.
Yeah, it didn't really last at ulti very long. Maybe just worried about getting some damage that was unwarranted from the Seraphine here. And now both these players sitting on low HP. Seraphine is able to get theirs back. Janna, not so much, not without the ult. And now Matt is going to try and go for the fight here. We'll be able to get that Q. That E damage slows him down, but it doesn't do too much because he's doing so much work. Will he be able to walk him through? He's going to try and almost tower dive him, but he thinks the better of it. He's not going to lose first game while trying to fight under tower. And now the Seraphine is so dangerously low. Janna going to go for him, but runs out of mana, and Bailey staying alive is the Seraphine, but Janna taking a hit too.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to take a moment, maybe a single chance here to breathe, but also just point out, we almost saw a Janna tower dive. I don't know. These are the players that continue to return on investment, and Andrew getting some mana back, going to go potentially for that health and get more, and then walk in with the... Despite the innate sustain in Seraphine's build, come back with more HP and potentially be able to walk over that health bar.
Yeah, because he does so much bloody damage here. Now he's going to try and go for it again. He does get the knockup. Seraphine almost in trouble there. Doesn't have too much to go for it. Ulti still on cooldown. Only a heal to think of it. He's going to help him, yeah, but does still have the flash. Does still have agency. But Janna is poking him out just with some auto attacks out of this lane. And now Seraphine is like 2 hits away from losing this game 1.
Oh, the nice comet and some burn damage is going to even out a little bit. But the Hail of Blades, like, you can't discredit what works here. And Andrew and Matt, I think Matt playing definitely a more standard build, going in for the flash, flashing and getting the heal, getting the seconds on top of this fight. How are they both still alive? This is nail-biting stuff. They go down in the same seconds.
Seraphine got it first.
Indeed, the replay.
No.
That was crazy. Gentlemen, we're gonna have
Matt
to
got
go.
it first.
Look, I have to confirm that, ladies and gentlemen, that was so insane. I'm going to take us to a quick break while we double check that. We're going to have to go to the instant replay for ourselves. Just to know, what was that saying? Okay, guys.
Double knockout. What the hell?
I don't even know what to say about that. Okay, please give us 5 minutes while we go see what happened.
Yeah, break. See you now.
Okay.
Perfection. Okay, we'll do some without. 3, 2, yes. I like the pink. 3, alright. Yay! 3, awesome. Amazing.
me now.
Welcome back, everyone, just for that short little intermission while we figure out who won there. And the jury is out. It has been decided. Can I get a drum roll, please, Triton? Jana took the first kill by like not even a quarter of a second. It was so close. We ran it down. We slowed down the time as much as we could.
I have
it
the
was
screenshot.
Jana
I have the evidence.
barely taking that kill.
That is crazy.
What a game to end number game one on.
Oh no, that's the grand finals that delivers, and
That delivers, yeah. Beats every other
okay
game.
guys, okay. I'm gonna have to process what just happened. Okay, so
we can break it down. We can break it down here. We weren't expecting the AD Jana whatsoever, but he really just came through. He played it to perfection, had no mana to deal with for most of that game, but still did such an awesome job at whacking that Seraphine down as low as he could. And it just came down to such a integral fight. I mean, the flash over to get the health pot to try and keep up as much as he could. The Keystone barely coming through for him to get that first kill. He's the Seraphine, and just on a millisecond of a missed decision there, just not able to get that final kill. Jana barely walks away from it, and that is the round one done.
It's so crazy. I just can't believe. I'm so speechless. Like who expects that? Like, I knew we were going to grand finals, and okay, cool, these brothers like to mess around a bit. Okay, cool. First match, we're gonna have the two supports, fine. The AD John, I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
You know what? I probably shouldn't. I should have expected that. And then a nail-biting finish. The closest finish I think I've seen in all esports of all time. Like, I've watched probably every League of Legends Worlds since 2011. I've never seen anything this close. Like, the only thing that comes close is what you remember that classic play, Faker's Z versus Z. And the player just sitting there after is like, how?
Just done. Like,
I think that's how Matt must feel right now. Just how?
That's exactly it. Andrew still continuing his undefeated streak here and absolutely taking the victory by I don't even know, it was like a half of a second, dude. It was absolutely insane how he barely won. We had to slow down so much. No one had any clue who won it. about -8 times, basically, to try and see who won that fight. Jana barely walking away from it and then dying to the keystone there. So, we just have to give it to him. Andrew really, actually both players, just knocked it out of the ballpark. And it was just anyone's game to lose. The Seraphine played its role perfectly, got a lot of bone damage with the items, and just able to bully Jana in these sort of situations where he gets run down. He knows he can't go for an extended fight, and rather takes the poke and just barely loses it in the end. Just such a heart-wrenching loss there on the first game.
I don't know. If I lost that way, I'd be like, this is the way to lose, right?
I'd be salty, yeah.
I don't know. This is one of the ways of all time that you can lose and still feel not bad about it, because you put in the effort. We were talking about doing everything right and still losing earlier. Absolutely did everything right. Like, Tristan went in
and
for
still
the ulti,
loses,
did everything right, still lost against Matt. Matt did everything right and still lost that fight. Oh, crazy stuff.
Kind of a taste of his own medicine there in this final, and Andrew just taking that first victory. But it is a best of 5. We are getting into game number 2 here, Finger. We do have a 1-0 lead for Andrew against his brother, and now back against the wall. The Pantheon pick is locked in. The Olaf pick has been hovered. They're trying to sort out their runes here, and who do you think is going to take this fight?
I don't know. I think Pantheon is going to get it. Anyway.
Pantheon.
You said it. I like
Pantheon.
You said Pantheon.
Okay, well, Pantheon is going to put up his socks and take this fight.
Panio's match over there is going to go into Andrew's Olaf. I'm not sorry.
This is getting progressively worse.
Yes. We have Pantheon
versus Olaf. Let's go.
Olaf. I like this matchup because, honestly, what's not to like about this matchup? Olaf with the immunity to all the stuns, all the crowd control effects. Is kind of perfect as a counter into Pantheon, but Pantheon still does so much damage. He's so ridiculous. And then on the same statement there, again, Olaf does true damage. So I don't know. This could be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, it definitely has brought up the Tiamat going full damage here. Is this Olaf? And we can talk about the damage the Pantheon brings all day, and he's going to go for the fight early. There's a lot of damage on that W, but not able to get really too much damage on this extended fight. Mr. Raven is able to take this fight, doesn't end up bowing out. Pantheon gonna run him down. Does he get the Q? Flashes out. Is Andrew barely walking away from his life there, and Pantheon taking the first immediate victory, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, the health bar victory, if nothing else. And I gotta be, I sat there on the screens in production. I'm getting ready to change the scene to the game scene, and the fight's already happening. I have to stay on the widget and let everyone watch on the smaller screen in case the kill actually happens, because these two are so ready for blood from the first few seconds of the round.
Yeah, but Pantyhose over there taking a pretty good fight in the beginning, and Olaf on this, Andrew on this Olaf has every reason to still get something back here. Is knocking off those pots, making sure he's quite healthy. He does have some sustain on his W, and there comes the stun out of this Pantheon, and now the extended fight comes through. He's barely walking away from it. The flash comes through. Olaf not able to finish it off, and Pantheon barely walks away with his life. Both champions very, very, very low here. Is going to get the health pack, both of them. And how did that not result in another kill? These two are always so close.
These guys absolutely love to walk that line. They are the Grim Reapers. I've been calling them the gods of our After Dark League. No, these are the Grim Reapers. They deal out death and they live so close to it. But that's going to be the first blood for sure. Going to Olaf. So close. That was almost Olaf going down. Andrew managing to finish off Pantheon. Yeah, Pantheon cancelled his ability there.
He cancelled his E. Well, he cancelled the damage nullification. He could have taken that fight just a little bit longer, but a bit of panic there out of the Pantheon. Does Olaf match the timing here quite well? The Pantheon is through. He's going to get the health bot. 1Q will be able to get it, but he gets the execute. That is everything for Andrew.
This man lives on the line of life and death, and it's not just the line anymore, it's the pixel of life and death over here. That was so close. Matt's gotta feel a little bit salty. 1 for dying, 2 for not getting, preventing that execute, and Andrew coming back with so many pots.
And that Guardian's Horn. The Guardian's Horn is everything here for the Olaf. He's going to have more sustain than the Pantheon, and it's going to help him in this long fight because it is an extended fight. There you see, he's trying to poke with his W, but he's going to go for the fight here. Here's Matt. He does have that ulti to fall on. He's going to take a lot of damage in the making as well, but the Pantheon needs to be worried here, but so is the Olaf, but does have that kill advantage here. Whatever damage he does to Pantheon helps him, but an immediate response out of Matt is not going to allow Andrew to walk away from that.
Yeah, look, we saw earlier Caitlyn with the snipe. Now we're seeing Pantheon with the snipe. And he definitely should have this execute. But Andrew's going to try to get you in time. Nope, there's the execute. 1 each. And if the score looks a little bit wonky because there's 2 deaths on each player and only 1 kill on each, yes, both of them have gotten an execute. And 9 seconds until Pantheon comes back. He's got,
Maybe ended, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why he doesn't go for that tower. Ulti up and just start whacking.
Yeah, but he's taking his time to. I don't know why. He's messing around a little bit here, and it does allow the Pantheon to get back. I feel like Andrew could have ended the game. It does give Pantheon a little bit of a leeway. Yeah, is like allowing him to get back into this game. It is a 1-for-1. Both players basically on level footing here. 3.5k gold to the 3.6. Half items, both Guardian's Horns. But I do see an interesting item here out of Pantheon. Cloak of Agility. He's got a 15% chance to do double damage with an auto attack here, and he needs to come in clutch because the Olaf is going to run him down. Not able to do too much, takes a lot of damage from the minions, and they are sitting at level footing.
That's very interesting. Also, like the fight's going and getting started. Stun walks away. I've not seen ulti out either player, despite it being up for like the last 3 minutes. And that's a good quick steal for the health bar. Does some extra damage, gets extra health back for it, and Olaf staying neck and neck even here. Look at the everything. Look, both towers are about half HP. Both players are sitting at 30 plus ish minions, and both players have a kill and 2 executes. These brothers are neck and neck, almost like they're toying with us here. Another quick stun, another quick damage. Ulti's up for Olaf. He's just going down. Pantheon not looking healthy after that fight.
Yeah, but he does have those health pots to get back to. He's got, I think, still 1 in the bank with 2 for the Olaf. So every opportunity for still extended fights going on here. But the Olaf does have the sustain. The ult comes through, and now it's everything here for the Pantheon. He is all in. He's taking so much damage from these minions. But now he's running it in. Will we see a second round victory? It is. Matt evens the scoreline and takes it 1-1.
Oh, Matt doing such tough work there into the Olaf. The Olaf definitely felt like it had the upper hand there, and maybe I'm just a little bit intimidated as well by the constant wins coming out of Andrew. But that's his first loss in the entire league. Evening up the grand finals to a 1 each. So essentially, for all intents and purposes, making this a best of 3 now. I like Pantheon in a 1v1. I remember back in the day, you and I had a 1v1, and it was a Pantheon victory as well. And I think that was purely based off of the champion. Pantheon's such a great 1v1 champion.
So much damage.
And Olaf, you would think he would have used that ulti a little bit more, because you can break stuns. You don't have to you don't have to use it before the stuns happen. You can break the stun and use it. And we didn't see that. As a result, extra damage getting done. Andrew falling there, Matt getting a kill, and bringing it back, evening this series. So
Andrew just didn't look too comfortable on that Olaf, I just have to say, whereas Pantheon was absolutely shining. Although he did get the first kill, he was able to get the first execute. Barely though. but it just didn't look like he was 100% honed in on the champion he was playing. Like you say, you abuse your ult a little bit. Yes, the Pantheon has a sort of an all-in ult, so you don't expect him to really spam it. But the Olaf had every opportunity to ult multiple times, decided not to go for it. Yes, you do lose some of your magic resist and your armor as well when you do that, but it's not going to matter when you have this giant boulder of a Viking just running at you with 2 axes.
Yeah. I really liked the true damage option because obviously Pantheon gets a damage reduction as well. We only saw the ultis at the end of the entire game. And Matt, in chat, Cam, absolutely, Matt on the comeback. Do we see a reverse swing? Do we see this being a sign of developing momentum? Or is this exactly what I said was going to happen? We had 1 or 2 options, either a complete wipe or a swing back and forth. Are we going to see 3-2 to one of these players after going 2-2 games each?
Well, we have obviously seen a little bit colluding going into the first game, a little bit of a South African special there, some bribery, whatever you want to call it. And we do see they're sort of matching each other's energy as each game goes by. First it was double supports, then it was double fighters, so now we maybe get double ADCs or double mages. So they definitely have a theme going into the sort of finals, and this is all just bragging rights between these 2 brothers. Who's the better player in what role, in what position, in what champion. So it is all just... it's a slap fest. It's really, as you say, it could be a back and forth between these 2. We could see, obviously, one of these players will be taking up the victory rounds 2-1, basically, and one of them is obviously going to go to the win. So whoever has that 2-1 in the pocket has that match point and has 2 more games to get that match point. So we could see a swing go by with momentum building for Matt on the comeback, even though he lost that first death in the second game, but still somehow came back. Olaf just holding on to his ult maybe longer than he should have. It just allowed for that sort of victory. And I may be correct, Try. We're getting into those game number 3, and we're seeing a Vayne being hovered over Matt. So we're probably going to see another ADC out of Andrew.
I don't know. Look, we've mentioned before that we did a sort of trial mini tournament leading up to this tournament, and we did not see the Vayne do very well then. No. So I don't know how I feel about seeing Vayne here, especially if Andrew goes ahead and locks in that Tryndamere. I don't know what a Vayne does against a Tryndamere. Actually, I do.
Well, the difference... Well, there we go. The difference is it's Matt on Vayne.
Respect. I actually don't remember which player played Vayne in the tournament, but Matt, yes, he's really good. And if he can get those stuns off, because again, these maps are randomized. They don't know what map they're going into right now. And if he gets a really good map, like the previous one, or even with the plants, where they're able to have more opportunities to knock against the wall, that's where Matt's going to absolutely shine. But if it's just standard Howling Abyss, it's kind of game. And it's exactly the plant map. It's exactly the one Vayne would need to have more wall opportunities to hit Andrew hard and fast.
Knock him back into, 100%. But this is all just how these players play. It's really just up to that, how they play their champions, what their win conditions are here, because yes, the Tryndamere does do a lot of damage, gets stronger as the game goes on. Vayne also has that scalability, not too strong in the beginning, will require those W stacks basically to do much damage for him. But the main thing is, Tryndamere doesn't have the range against this Vayne. Say that he's already going to go in spin. Does end up happening. Beautiful stun. Gets the tap on that W. Not able to do too much there. The ghost is procced here, but now Andrews in a world of hurt is going to be able to take down 2. Gets the reset on his E, and now Vayne in a little bit of trouble here, but he's going to go for the flash. Not able to do so. Doesn't have the ignite to help him. The mark is coming up. If Matt plays a little bit too huge here, again we see a mirror from what happened earlier, and now it's so close, and Vayne takes the first.
Apologies there about that misclick there. A little bit excited there, but he's going to try and get back against the kill here. He's going to jump onto him, get that kill back. Justified, truly justified. That was brilliant, I got to say.
Yeah, that was actually lovely out of Vayne. We saw basically the same thing happen twice in the span of 5 seconds, so it was kind of funny to see that happen both times, eating at the worst possible time to actually knock him back into your tower, but works in Vayne's favor. He takes that first kill. He's going to be able to sort of bully Matt out of here if he allows, Andrew out of here if he allows him basically the light of day. But you can see that this Tryndamere wants to fight. We can see that Andrew wants to take this battle. He knows this Vayne is going to become such a problem when he has his ult up. The invisibility, the extra damage, the extra speed. It's going to be absolutely difficult to lock him down. So he knows he needs to end it here.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain we're going to see in a situation where Matt walks up to Andrew, and Andrew, it says, okay, bet, and whoever pulls the trigger first on that ulti, and here's the ulti, that's the trigger for sure, right? Nope, it's just the damage down, and Matt could have chased there. He had his ulti, he could have just gone, and I think that was a fight that he may have won if he held on to the crossbow bolt to knock back Andrew when he got his ulti online.
When he jumped on him,
Undying.
Yeah, I could see it as well, but he does decide to rather play it safe. This is very dangerous for both these players because a death here could mean the end of the second game and a 2-1 lead for either of these players. But now the Vayne is doing work, does have the keystone activated there for this Vayne, but not able to do too much more than that. And Tryndamere forced to run back, tail between his legs, half HP. Does have more sustain in the bank here over the Vayne. Yes, the Vayne does have more health right now, but this fight goes on much longer. The Tryndamere can get that health back and take this fight, but he's getting absolutely bullied out here. Decides to go for it. He does have the ulti. The mark is active. Can he fight it? Finally, both ultis up. Now, the Vayne gets the invisibility, has the third proc, but he's going to go for it. He's going to go under the tower. He doesn't have enough time. He's so low. The tower takes him out. And 2-1 lead. In this fight goes Matt.
I don't think anyone was quite prepared for that. Matt coming through, and 2 matches in a row. We were expecting this to swing back and forth, but this has swung to even and then all the way back to Matt. And Matt, it seems like he might actually have Andrew's number here. Andrew was fairly confident going into this match. I think both brothers maybe thinking they have each other's measure. And why is this guy inting? Cam absolutely calling Andrew out. I've mentioned before, Andrew puts himself in the situations, and this was not a great situation to be. Like, I really thought that the Tryndamere would just walk up to the Vayne, but you're right, this is Matt's Vayne, not just some rando. And
exactly,
Matt is really good, and that's now the first, not just the first loss handed to Andrew, that's the second loss handed to Andrew in quick succession in the entire league to date. Yes.
Yeah, in the same series, 2 losses against his brother. He was the one to defeat him in the Yasuo mirror match, but not able to really one-up him here in this grand final. And now Matt is sitting on that match point. It's first to 3, best of 5. Andrew needs to pull something out, a rabbit out of the hat here to sort of get that momentum back in his favor. He has 2 opportunities to close out this game. Is Matt, and Andrew has everything to do in this third game. But we were talking about the strengths of what each player could do in that last match. The Tryndamere versus the Vayne. We needed that Vayne to really play distance, and Tryndamere needed to get on him. Both players were playing to what both of their champions needed to do. Unfortunately, the Vayne just won out in that sort of situation. Had the LT, had the movement speed, ran under his tower, just played safe, and just absolutely decimated that second kill.
Yeah, look, I'm so used to seeing bad Vaynes in queue, so I wasn't prepared to see one that knew how to play, and Matt did that beautifully. Less walking the line between life and death this time. Certainly no pixels were harmed in the making of that victory. Matt doing very well to not only hold his brother at bay, but take 2 back-to-back victories. Now, does Andrew slap back? Does he let this continue to happen? Because if he loses again, that's it. That's the grand finals in favor of Matt. And I mean, Matt was the first tournament favorite. He was the guy we're like, okay, this guy's gonna win. And then Andrew just beat him. Matches, every match we saw. Not so much right now. So
no. Not at all.
What
yeah,
are we
Matt's
expecting
really.
next?
Well, we thought it was going to be a double ADC, so obviously they weren't in the Kahulus here in the third game, so they are definitely, I think, going to go for the win here. We're going to maybe see a bot. Oh, I do believe the bot is the one that's been banned out. So we might see a volley bear come out. We might see an all-in Vi, if that is available for picking here. And yeah, they messed around in that first game, but I think now it is on. He even said cringe in the end there to the Vayne, forcing him under tower. But I mean, the Tryndamere could have played it safe and decided to really fight him under the tower. So that's on him. You can't blame his competitor for that. Playing that beautifully, getting that second kill, and just taking that 2-1 victory, that lead in this best of 5. And now Matt, with everything to do, with 2 opportunities to end it out right here and get that final victory against his brother, against the other tournament favorite, the guy who never lost a game until now.
This, yes,
Yeah.
I absolutely agree, and I think now's your opportunity to throw something wild out there, play something that no one expects. Play a Z maybe, and I see the hover as well on these different champions, and I wonder, are we going to see another assassin into a mage? Because that swings one way or the other very early and very decidedly. Because if the mage starts getting damage onto the assassin's always terrified about actually going in. Not that that stopped either of these two.
Nope.
But if the assassin starts getting damage onto the mage, then the mage is zoned off. So
Yeah.
I think this is first minute of the game is decided then and there with who's going to win this next one.
Oh yeah, we could call it a 1st to 6 sort of battle royale. As soon as Zed gets at 6, I think that Brandy is pretty much done. But we've seen counter picks come out before, and the counter pick loses. So I'm not gonna say this is a counter pick per se, because neither player knew what either one was going. But Zed is a natural counter to Brand. I might see an earlier Zhonya's come out of the Brand if he has any sort of gumption to sort of go for that.
Is Hex, the clockwork item still a thing?
No, it is not. So it's not the clock anymore, it's now the arm guard, which we don't see actually come out. He does decide to rather go for the Guardian's Orb, wants to go for that sort of spam ability on the Brand, keep the Zed at range. And Zed going for the Guardian's Blade, going to get some health from that, get some ability haste to help him spam out this Brand as well. So both these players have an idea of what they want to do, and now it's just all up to execution.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see a situation where Matt just like chucked out a shadow. He followed up that snowball and then immediately went back to the shadow just for intimidation factor. This is my lane, brother. But no, so for those who are still sticking with us after those matches, we've had some really intense matches. Both semifinals, I don't want to say were walkovers, but they were walkovers. Both Andrew and Matt have been so dominating throughout this entire tournament and league. To say that,
well, I mean, I think we spoke about this matchup before, even I think week number 2. We knew this was pretty much coming. It was on the cards. It was brother versus brother. It was a story as old as time. And yeah, we get to see it here. Gain enable.
Give the man a stone, he'll do God's work. Sorry for
it's a very hot stone.
But no, I think you're right. We've been talking about this for a while, and we've been looking forward to more of this. We've had sneak peeks of the finals essentially before the actual getting to this evening, and this grand finals delivered. The first game was pixel perfect. There was milliseconds that we had to go review, and I think this is a very quick potential kill here between these two. But no, taking a really good flash there.
Andrew now, like, everything to do here. He can't afford a victory here. If the Zed takes him now, he takes the whole series and the whole tournament. So it's everything to do here. Is getting a lot of damage onto him with that WE combo, but he's not going to sit under his tower now. He knows that Zed has his ulti up. He can't really do anything about it as soon as it comes. I'm anticipating a trade here of kills, because Zed's going to have to go in, Brand's going to have to just deal with it, and that dealing with it is just ulting, and that's a lot of damage. Perfectly played. You spoke about it earlier, Fang, where he goes for that sort of W shadow mark damage combo and was able to even get an electrocute for his troubles and still make it out without taking any damage. But this could end right here, right now. Andrew has to pull up his socks, has to take this fight, has to win, or he's out of this tournament.
Yeah, no, you almost don't want to take a moment to take a breath. We're going to be out of breath at this rate because we just want to be ready for the fight. And I think this might be it, as Andy takes a lot of damage. The ulti goes down, the exhaust goes down. Not enough.
They're
That's going to be
trading.
first blood down to Matt, and not nearly enough damage out of Brand onto the Zed that he's going to come back and feel too confident. It is a lot of health down, but Zed doesn't care. He's just going to poke again and again. The assassin has the upper hand, exactly what we were worried about, and he has all the health pots to pick up.
Yeah, now he's going to get that lovely execute, exactly what he needs right now in this situation. Perfectly timed. The brand is just back right now, deciding on what items he wants to go. Does end up deciding on the tier, cloth
That's a
armor,
lot of
lots
mana
of mana
regen.
regen. Don't know if that's going to really help him. He has been spamming, but the Zed's just going to go in on you. He's going to wait for his ult to come back and just absolutely decimate you. Unfortunately, a little bit of a mistiming there on the exhaust. Didn't do too much to negate that Zed damage, and does end up going down with Zed with plenty of health to spare, actually, after that fight, after the ulti, after everything Bran was trying to do in that fight. But now, Sun comes through, does get the passive link, but now the fight is on. It does decide to teleport. That is a beautiful, brilliant idea out of Brand.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and he got the stun down as well, so he got all the time to set that up. But Brand, he's going to be tricksy here. He's going to be waiting for this. He's going to be waiting for that as well. Again, Brand is playing every trick up his sleeve. Andrew on the line here. He has to get 2 kills. Matt has to just get the 1, and the pressure's got to be there, right? The pressure's got to be really intense right about now.
Now you have to use all of his tools in his toolbox here to fight this Zed, and that one thing is that teleport is actually very, very intelligent to sort of utilize that in order to just negate any of the, the immediate damage that Zed can do to you. But now Zed has his ult up, Brand has his, but he's going to stay under that tower as long as humanly possible. And now we see a little bit of a poke game going on between both these players. And now the electric kick comes through. Zed is on it. He does have the ulti. He knows he can take it right here, right now. Well, Andrew barely able to flash away. He is so low. Does it end here? No, it doesn't. The match kill comes out of Andrew barely surviving under tower there. But now he has to get an execute. He has to get out of this fight, get out of the situation, but Zed is going to come back even stronger.
Yeah, look, he's timing that execute. He's waiting for it. He's counting down the seconds. Zed has just seconds before he gets back. I think Andy has timed this perfectly. And there's the execute.
There it is.
He gets to go back and turn some of those mana regen items into something actually useful. And this is nail-biting finish. If this is the last match, the series has delivered. A 3-1 scoreline would be disappointing,
There's the on guard.
to be honest. There's the arm guard, as you mentioned, the negation of all the damage that Zed's going to look to do, but he needs to get back there. 2 seconds, Zed's going to start whacking this tower. This could be game. That's so much damage. And he walks away because he knows.
Yeah, a little bit close out of the Brand, but he's finally got that Seeker's Arm Guard, that the new Zonya's item basically used to be a stopwatch back in the day, and can really help him negate that Zed ult. And now, obviously, Matt sees that, and now he has to play around it. It is a good item, natural armor, natural ability power, gives everything that the Brand needs in this sort of 1v1, but it's not going to mean much if he mistimes it. If he's low, he has to knock this Zed down as much as possible, and the problem is he loses here. Matt takes this round and takes the entire series, takes the entire tournament here. His tournament life is on the line here, and he's betting it all on this Brand.
Yeah, I'm not... exactly what you're saying, but I think after that last execute, I think this is starting to swing in favor of Andrew, and I think Matt's perfectly reading the situation where he's starting to think, hang on, if I want to finish this here, call it a night and go to bed, I need to stop being too close to this tower, because this guy's got safe zone. He just keeps going back there, and so we see this lane pushing up a little, and Brand no longer being able to do the little extra bits of damage, poke out the Zed before a potential fight.
Well, something that is coming to fruition here, Feng, is the CS. Right now, 61 sitting on the Zed. We might see, a little candle well, I don't know what my reference was there. Just a slow burner here in the finals. We don't want to see 100. We want to see kills. We want to see excitement. These two have given us such a explosion of a finals here from both of them, and it's just unfortunate to see it go by that way.
That's gotta be game.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So much damage on the brand. Andrew has nothing more to give in this final fight. It can't go out like this. He needs to find something. He needs to find magic, and just Matt is not giving him the time of day.
Yeah, Matt's not giving him any room to do anything, not giving him any space to get back in. And here he's got an
no.
ulti. That's a good ulti out of Brand, but it's the same right back on Andrew. And he's not using the arm guard.
He's not going to use it.
To negate that damage. Maybe just not enough damage. He wants to save an opportunity when he thinks it's going to be more valuable. But now, nice little creep score there. Was 69. We're up to 71 now. I think Matt has this in the bag. Look at that damage, consistently just dealing it out to Brand. And Brand has such nice weight. This is going to be the final
he missed
opportunity.
everything.
Matt missed everything. Goes in, takes damage, and walks away from none the worse for wear. Because he still has a bigger health bar. That's so much damage done to Brand, despite not actually being able to finish it under tower.
Yeah, Matt almost ending it there. Really wanted to just finish it there. Done. Claw over and done with the Seeker's Arm Guard still available here for Andrew. I don't know if he's forgotten about it, but he has not used it. He can die right here. Yes, he does. The electrocute comes in. Matt takes the finals. Matt destroys his brother. It was 0-1. The comeback's here, and he takes it all.
What a set of matches out of these two, and frankly, all the smack, all the big talking up until now has all led to this 3-1 scoreline. Matt playing the long game, letting Andrew think that he's the better league player, letting him think that he can be beaten at playing support primarily in ranked, but coming out with some really powerful carries throughout this series, despite seeing a support 1v1 in the first game. This was a series that delivered the first milliseconds on the first game. That pixel close finish from the Pantheon escaping, preventing that execution. This series has delivered over and over again. All of these games leading up to this one set of matches out of these two. A finals that we could all predict. And it came down to a whittling away of the Brand. But Zed finishing it off for Matt. Matt winning our After Dark tournament here. Our first After Dark champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Matt. You were down 0-1. You barely lost the first game by like a millisecond. Probably one of the most exciting games we've actually seen throughout this entire tournament. It came down to a Seraphine and an AD Janna, and then just an absolute banger of a finals there. Unfortunately for Andrew, it is Matt's favor. He does take the reverse sweep onto his brother and takes the first ever After Dark League of Legends tournament. As you're saying, absolutely well deserved. Although Andrew came into it without losing a single game, Matt losing the one against his brother, but he's just absolutely shown up here on this final day.
And we got the reverse sweep. Like we were expecting maybe just a straight clean 3-0 or a 3-2 back and forth. The reverse sweep, 1 and then 3 back-to-back victories. Matt, what a beautiful set of matches.
What a game.
Thank you everyone for joining our stream, joining this After Dark League. As we mentioned earlier, we did the teaser, Tekken 8 fighting tournament, the FT Nexus button mashes on the 22nd of May. Registrations will be open starting tomorrow or early next week. So if you want to see more of this, you'll know where to find us. If you want to join in the fun, go to the website starting tomorrow and get registered. Other than that, Jono, do you have anything to say closing out the stream, closing out this Season 1 League of Legends League for the After Dark?
Well, I mean, we have to just thank everyone involved. I mean, the production team Triton, the streaming team Triton, the caster Triton. I kid. There's been a lot of people behind the scenes here. I mean, a lot of graphics that have been done, as you see on your screen there, by their very own Tristan Lima. A lot of work by actually Andrew as well to just manage this whole scenario and just make sure everyone's on game, on par, doing what they need to be doing. There's a lot of shout outs we can give on Bell as well for helping out today, has really
Nexus
assisted.
Angel.
our Nexus Angel has really assisted, yeah, with especially in this final game, just getting the bans and everything. The thing that Triton spent hours on that has been useful, except for game one, has really come through. And we just thank you all for joining us. It's been a great season. It's been a great tournament here. Many more to come, and just a great thank you to everyone involved.
Yeah, I also want to just directly shout out Oliver and Vaughn. Thank you for supporting FT Nexus. Thank you for showing up for the show match. To Tristan and the UrbanX team, Andrew, Damien, thank you for all the work you guys put in putting FT Nexus together. To our very own beautiful Nexus Angel Bell, thank you for the work you do. It's all unseen, so you're an unseen, unsung hero. Big props to you. All the support from all the viewers, all the players, and of course, our very own, the man, the myth, the legend, JD. Thank you so much for being my co-caster for this After Dark League. Thank you so much to everyone for watching the stream, and a big shout out to First Technology for their support in the back end. On that note, peace.